Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be installing a 2.5-inch Supreme Suspensions leveling spacer on top of the coilovers. Comes with the billet aluminum spacer and all the hardware needed. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to measure it stock. It's not sitting level currently at the moment, but I have measured it while it was sitting level. So let's go ahead and do that. So measuring from the ground to the top of the fender, it is 35¼ inches, as you can see right there. And remember, this is a stock 2018 F-150 XLT Sport 2-wheel drive. And on the rear is 37½ inches. So as you can tell, there is about a 2.5-inch rake towards the front. They do that from the factory for gas mileage and aerodynamics, but it's not the best for aesthetics. So let's get started on the install. So the first step is going to be 3 bolts, 8mm on the brake line bracket, another 10mm on the brake line bracket, and then one more 10mm on the back of the brake line bracket. So the second step is the tie rod. It's a 21mm. And then we'll just hammer this out. Oh, we got lucky and it popped right out. Step number 3, top ball joint mount, top upper control arm. It's an 18. You will need some type of swivel probably. Next one is going to be the sway bar end link, also an 18. These 2 lower strut bolts, also 18s. Okay, instructions say to knock out the 2 lower strut bolts out of the bottom of the shock, or the coilover, but what we're doing is just gonna pull down on the lower control arm and it pops right out. And we can knock these out on the bench. It's a lot easier. Last step to get the coilover out is there's 3 18mm bolts on the top of the coilover. You might need a wrench or some type of swiveling ratchet wrench or something like that. So it's probably smart to leave one nut threaded on a little bit. That way the strut doesn't fall out when you take off the last bolt. Out it comes. So now we got the strut out. You'll thread in the 8mm Allens into the spacer, and then you'll set the spacer on top, like so. Like that. And then you'll take flat washer, lock washer, nut, and you'll torque it down to 35 foot-pounds. So these are the bolts you're going to torque down to 35 foot-pounds. Make sure you double click each one. Double check. There you go. So like I said earlier, we're gonna have to knock these studs out because now it's 2.5 inches taller, so you can't pull the control arm down enough without the brake line. So thread a nut back on to where it's flush with the bolt. Just give it some taps. Do the same thing for the second one. Alright, so since you can't get a tall socket and a torque wrench in here, the way to do that is on a torque wrench, use one of these little crow's foot. Yes, it's off about 1/2 inch, but you're actually getting more leverage, so it's going to be torqued a little higher than the 35 foot-pounds, which is okay. So all you do is you get it on the bolt. 1, 2, 3. You just repeat that process for all of them. There you go. Just double check them one last time. So that's how you can make sure you get the right torque specs without having to use the standard socket. Okay, so we took the caliper off. We unplugged the wheel speed sensor. The harness is right on top. It's kind of easy to do. That way we didn't have to bash the studs out on this side. So what we're going to do now is put all these bolts back in. Line it all up the way it needs to be. Already put the bolts in there. Now we gotta get the ball joint lined up. Use a transmission jack to compress the strut. So we can line up this upper ball joint. The lower shock bolts, torque them down to 80 foot-pounds. The upper ball joint, 18 millimeter, 85 foot-pounds. So on the tie rod end, torque to 111. Okay, so now we're just putting all the brackets back on, the two 10 millimeters and then the 8 millimeter. So this is the wheel speed sensor, this brown right here. This plugs right back in, you hear it click. You see the red and blue safety locking tabs right here? Let's push those back in. Should be ready to go. So this is the finished product with the stock wheels and tires. I do have some aftermarkets on the way. That'll be one of the next upcoming videos. As you can see, there's a lot higher in the front. If I remember right, it was 35.5 before. I'll put it in the video. Now it's 37 3/4, almost 38. So that'll allow a lot bigger tire. Thanks for watching this video. One of the next few videos will be putting on the new wheels and tires. If you like what you see, please like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram at Lonestar__speed, and follow me on Facebook at Lonestar Speed. Thanks for watching.